Thank you very much. Florence Speedway, are you ready? Tommy, James, we're a legendary spot. First ever series visit for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. A stacked field tonight. Devin Moran is quickest in qualifying. Guys, I am pumped for heat races.
Yeah, your first time here. My third time here this year. All right.
My first time here as well.
There you go. So. Josh Rice, can anybody beat him here tonight? He won the first two Northern All-Star races, the Spring 50 and our one back in April. And he's going to be on the pole of heat number 2. So thanks, everybody, watching us live on Facebook. How about that? Are we live on Twitter or X? We're not live on there.
I don't think we're live on X. Like YouTube and Facebook.
Elon shut us off probably, didn't he?
He probably
cut us out of there. All right, here we go. Heat number 1. It was going to be 8 laps. The top 4 would transfer on the pole. Your overall quick qualifier, the 99. Out of Dresden, Ohio. Currently third in the Lucas Oil points. It's Devin Moran. And on the outside, the 126, the Barry Wright icon. Out of Rogersville, Tennessee, it's Cade Loudy.
Run number 2 on the inside. Your current Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series point leader at Enoree, South Carolina will be Zach Mitchell to the outside. Last night's winner down at Lake Cumberland out of Loudon, Tennessee, it's Corey Hedgecock.
Inside row 3 in that Team Zero race monument 17M out of Chickamauga, Georgia. It's Mac Daddy Dale McDowell. And on the outside, the James Ratliff JR Motorsports 18D. He is out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the big perm, Dalton Wilson.
Row number 4 on the inside, the 21 out of Rome, Georgia. Base Racing Fuels Rookie of the Year contender to be Super Mario Gresham. To the outside, the 1G out of Columbus, Indiana, will be Devin Gilpin.
And your final starters currently leading the Rookie of the Year in the Northern All-Star Series, the 49. He is out of Walton, Kentucky. That is Billy Green. And on the outside, in the 75 car, he's out of Alexandria, Kentucky. That is Daniel Selby. Again, 8 laps. Top 4 transfer. The winner will redraw after each of the heat races. How about these lineups? Moran, Loudy in this one. Heat number 2 is going to have Rice. Jake O'Neill has never been here before. By the way, Jake O'Neill, of course, been running. He ran late models several years ago, modified the last several years for the USMTS, back full-time in a late model. And in heat number 3, Brandon Overton and Hudson O'Neill. And then Jason Jamison and Luke Morey.
Absolutely stacked heat races throughout these 4 heat races. Once again, top 4 going to transfer. 37 drivers here. Florence, $20,000 going to go to tonight's winner. And we're just getting started.
Yeah, $1,000 to start. So Devin Moran in the 90 Con car, currently sitting third in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points as they head to Atomic Speedway on July 4th in Muskingum County. The Moran House of Power. 1 week from tonight, both paying $25,000 to win. Devin Moran trying to win in his home state here next weekend, but trying to win in the state of Kentucky. Has never won a race here at Florence. And again, $75,000 to win coming up in August. The Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. Get your tickets now. FlorenceSpeedway.com. Cade Loudy on the outside of the Barry Wright icon. At the start zone, here we go. Green is out in heat number 1, Tommy.
And it'll be Moran with a great jump down the front straightaway. He'll lead him into turn number 1 and 2. McDowell on the bottom already. Look out. Contact with Mitchell and Wilson down the back. But we stay green. And here comes McDowell looking for second now.
Dale McDowell on the bottom. A strong run, of course, in the dirt late on the Dream a few weeks ago. Led for several laps there until Jonathan Davenport got around him. Cade Loudy. Lance Wright turned the wrenches on car number 126. Meanwhile, it is all Devin Moran out in front in 99. And that Roger Sellers Double Down Motorsports entry, Tommy.
Dale McDowell sitting in position number 2. I think we just got hit by a big rock coming from the racetrack, but we stay green. Cade Loudy, Corey Hedgecock holding on to 4. Good race for 5th. Zach Mitchell, Dalton Wilson, both on the outside looking in. You don't want to be racing for 5th. You want to be racing for 4th. So these drivers going to have to go single file, try to run down Corey Hedgecock now.
These B-mains are going to be like features, right?
At a lot of racetracks.
Yeah, McDowell trying to track him down on the turn number 4. They work around the car. Daniel Selby into turn number 1. Again, the winner will redraw. The top 4 advance to tonight's $20,000 to win a main. Great crowd on it here tonight at Florence. We're about to see a battle here between 2 of the most famous last names in dirt late model racing, Moran and McDowell into turn 1. Oh, and Selby in front of the 18D.
Moran and McDowell almost running the exact same lap time, 16:00 to 16:09 for McDowell. As those two drivers run 1 and 2, it's still Cade Loudy in third. Meanwhile, here comes Dalton Wilson. He's on the prowl for that fourth and final transfer for Corey Hitchcock as it's 2 to go at the line.
Hitchcock had a great run here in the North-South 100 a year ago. Got all the way up there and dropped out of the race. White flag is out. Flag to flag needed. White flag to go into turn 1. It's Devin Moran, Dale McDowell. Cade Loudy runs in third. Fourth is Corey Hitchcock. Tommy, bring him home.
Dalton Wilson trying to find the way around Corey Hitchcock, but into turn number 3 and 4, Devin Moran going to pick up the win in heat race number 1, sublimited heat race number 1. Dale McDowell second, Cade Loudy third, and Corey Hitchcock going to pick up the fourth and final transfer here in heat race number 1.
So the top 4 will go to the scales to make it official. Grabbing fourth will be the 23 of Corey Hitchcock. Third will be the 126 of Cade Loudy. Second will go to the 17M of Dale McDowell, and your winner. He is in the Big River Steel, Lazy Days RV, C&W Trucking, Bomag, Millwood Plumbing, Anthony's Pizza, Refuel Wellness, Red Oak Pub, Pee-wee's Wrecker Service, Car Source Auto, McHugh Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram, Phillips CPA, Smoky Mountain Speedway, Holland Haskell's, Chuck Kimball, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements. For Double Down Motorsports, the 99 out of Dresden, Ohio. How about a big round of applause for Devin Moran?
So now we'll send it down to Hunter Jordan, who will be down there for the Jericho Transmission Rejar. Hunter, take it away.
Going to give Devin a second here to get the helmet off. Last time he picked up a win here, it was a non-sanctioned event back in 2016. Well, Devin, so far, quick time, a heat race win. You're looking pretty sporty, man.
Yeah, the car is really good right there. Just bottom was real muddy still. We haven't got down there until right that heat race. But I know there's going to be a lot of good cars. We got a battle with tonight, especially this 11 car right here. So we'll just see if we can make the right changes and stay out front.
Devin now going to draw on the Jericho Transmission redraw. And starting third will be the mailman, Devin Moran.
All right, Hunter, thank you very much. Heat number 2 coming up on the pole, B11 out of Crittenden, Kentucky. The current Northern All-Star points leader, 8th in the Dirt Late Model Dream. You won a $30,000 prelim at Eldora out of Josh Rice in 11. And on the outside, it is return to late model racing in the 0 out of Tucson, Arizona. It's Jake O'Neill.
Right number 2 on the inside, currently second in the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series standings. That'll be the Newport Nightmare Jimmy Owens. To the outside, the 6C, that'll be Michael Chilton.
Joseph Joyner out of Milton, Florida. The 10, Derek Groom out of Bloomington, Indiana. Cody Mahoney, last night's winner at Moeller out of Madison, Indiana. Then you have Adam Stricker out of Batavia, Ohio. The Tim Logan car and Jake Leachman out of Harrigan, Indiana underway here at heat number 2.
It'll be Jake O'Neill. The modified A is going to take him down the back straightaway as your race leader. We have a first Coleman Farms caution on the evening.
I don't think they liked the start on that, did they?
I don't think so. Jake O'Neill looked a little stronger than he probably should have on that restart right there, so we're going to call it back and try it again.
You have a start zone sponsor. I've got Wheelman by Dasco. Who do you have?
Earnhardt Technology.
Earnhardt Technology is very good. Steve Maynard there does a great job. Former bomber racer at Brownstown, Indiana, Steve Maynard, by the way. So Josh Rice and Jake O'Neill. And Jake O'Neill has been traveling in the USMTS Modifieds, but back in a late model the rest of, at least this year and maybe for future years, out of Tucson, Arizona. At the start zone, the winner redraws. Top 4 advance. We're back underway at Florence.
There we go. Better start this time for Josh Rice, but O'Neill going to throw it down and throw the slider out of turn number 2. He'll take the race lead, and he'll bring Jimmy Owens with him. Rice back to second, Owens to third. Chilton holding on to fourth and final transfer with Joseph Joyner on the outside looking in.
It is sporty here tonight at Florence. 20,000 on the line. Jake O'Neill down the back straightaway in the 0 car. Rice runs in second. Owens runs in third. Chilton is fourth off at turn 4. How about Jake O'Neill trying to pull the first upset of the night? He's a well-accomplished wheelman in the modifieds, but back in the late model, he pulls Josh Rice down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's put some distance now between himself and Josh Rice. Jimmy Owens still holding on to third. That's Michael Chilton at 4. Joseph Joyner, Derek Groomer, both on the outside looking in. As Joyner now trying to put the pressure on Chilton for fourth. And Josh Rice still maintaining pace with O'Neill down the back straightaway.
Joyner, fourth, Groomer, Mahoney follow them. Meanwhile, into turn 3, Rice, of course, the last few years has virtually been unbeatable. 2-time Ralph Latham Memorial winner at the halfway mark. Into turn one, Jimmy Owens runs in third. Michael Chilton still fourth in car number 6.
Rice was a little faster last time by. Still trying to run down that zero machine. Coming around. 5 down, 3 to go for Jake O'Neill to give himself a big heat race win. But here comes Rice. He's got a gas up on the bottom of the speedway.
Well, you know what's coming here shortly as we're winding it down here in heat number 2. Rice and O'Neill waiting for a bobble out of turn 4. Rice, Izzy. 2 laps to go. They'll go to the white flag next time around. Rice gets a run at turn 2. They go side by side briefly.
Good side-by-side race, and O'Neill hanging on down the back straightaway. Rice looking for a way to throw that bomb. Flagman Will Dykes throwing the white flag in the air. One more trip around, James.
Flag to flag media. White flag, 1 left to go. O'Neill and Rice. It's not Hudson O'Neill. It's Jake O'Neill down the back straightaway. This crowd will come to life. They will explode if the 11 can get the win. Rice sets him up. O'Neill drifts up the track. Here comes Rice down low down the main straightaway. But Jake O'Neill is going to hang on to win heat number 2. Good one.
Absolute great race right there. Jake O'Neill hanging on to pick up the win. Josh Rice will take home second. Jimmy Owens and Michael Chilton will pick up the 4th and final transfer spot of heat race number 2. James, that was a good one.
Dandy there. Anytime you beat Josh Rice at Florence, you've done something. There's your taste of Florence right there, my friend. And the top 4 will go to the scales to make it official. Grabbing 4th will be Michael Chilton. 3rd, Jimmy Owens. 2nd, Josh Rice. And your winner, he is in the Hodges Farms and Dredging, Red Eye Radiator and DPF Specials, Recourse Centers, Texas General Mechanical, Longhorn Clements. Back in a dirt late model, full time now. The 0 out of Tucson, Arizona. How about it for Jake O'Neill?
We still have 2 more heat races to come.
Yeah, how you love it, don't you?
Absolutely.
Down to you, Hunter.
Got Jake O'Neill down here, has the helmet off. Jake, you just beat Josh Rice at pretty much his home track, man. How you feeling?
I want to apologize to him. I didn't mean to slide him like that. You know, I went in there, I got to get around the bottom, and I just caught a bad shove, and I tried to leave him a lane out there, and I wasn't sure if he was going out there or not. But anyways, apologize for that. But man, I can't thank everybody enough that you know, I'm like a fat kid in a candy store, just happy to be here, you know. But thank you to Texas General Mechanical, Hodges Farm and Dredging, Red Eye Radiator, Record DPF. My guys, Ricky and Bobby, man, they've been working really, really hard. And Jimmy Owens for all of his support and everything. But thank all the fans for coming out and see what we got.
Jake now going to draw in the Jericho transmission redraw. Let's see. Starting off the pole will be modified standout Jake O'Neill.
All right, Hunter, thank you very much. Heat number 3, the winner will redraw to be Brandon Overton, Hudson O'Neill, Mike Marlar, Trip Gerald, Dustin Nobby, Dillard Hatchett, David Webb, Austin Lay, and Tyler Collins in the top 4 advance.
What a front row in this one.
A fat kid in a candy store. Is that what he said? That's what he said, didn't he?
That's what he said. He ate a lot of candy in that candy store just a moment ago.
I'll take a couple. What do you like? 3 Musketeers, Zagna, whatever candy. Will it go into 1? Overton. O'Neill. Hudson O'Neill driving the K&L run lead number 6 down the back straightaway to turn number 3. Mikey Marlar runs in 3rd, and that Infinity by Wells.
Trip Gerald holding on that 4th and final transfer spot as Brandon Overton will come around to lead the opening lap. But here comes Hudson O'Neill all over the back bumper, trying to find a way around now.
Just driving in that car, currently 4th in the Lucas Oil Championship points. Brandon Overton also in the top 10. Former North-South winners Brandon Overton on 76. He is in the Riggs Motorsports Longhorn Factory car. The Infinity by Wells runs 3rd. Marlar. How about 4th for Dustin Nobby? Brand new rocket on the track. They just picked it up a few weeks ago. Right now in the 4th spot in the 5N, Tommy.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good in that 4th place spot right now, trying to put the pressure on Marlar for 3rd. Marlar had a terrible night last night, running inside the top 5 and tapped the wall in. His tire just completely obliterated on the right side.
He broke the middle of the wheel out. It's just one of those things that happens.
Trying to rebound from that, but they're all trying to run down Brandon Overton right now, halfway home.
Hudson O'Neill again just driving in the 6 car here. He'll be back in the 71 car next weekend when the Lucas Oil Series goes to Atomic on Friday night and Saturday night to Zanesville, Ohio. And right now he's all over him into turn number 1 as we have 5 down, 3 to go in that top group into turn number 3. Here comes O'Neill in 6, Tommy.
Twin sticks will be out by Will Dykes this time. Brandon Overton has it. Hudson O'Neal wants it. As Overton will take him down to just number 1-2. O'Neal to the outside. Look out. He's going to lose a little bit right there. Trying to hang on to second. Marler and Navi still holding on third and fourth.
He sent that one into Lexington, didn't he? Here they come out of turn 4. Lexington, KY. Here we go. White flag, flag to flag. Medium, 1 left to go. O'Neal will try to diamond it off again. Overton has to run out of turn number 2 down the back straight away. Third is Marler. Fourth is Navi. Bring him home, Tommy.
Into turn number 3 and 4. One final time. Brandon Overton. He'll go flag to flag and pick up the win in heat race. And number 3, Hudson O'Neal charges back and hangs on to second. Mike Marler and Dustin Navi going to pick up the 4th and final transfer here in heat race number 3.
So the top 4 go to the scales to make it official. 4th will be Dustin Navi. 3rd, Mike Marler. 2nd, Hudson O'Neal, and your winner. He is in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Dude Wipes, UNOH, Roof US, Napa Auto Parts, Garnto Southern, Big Dog Stumpin' Tree, Anthony Burrows, the crew chief of the Longhorn, Clemens for Riggs Motorsports. He is currently a regular in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, last year's Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion in the 76 out of Evans, Georgia. How about a big round of applause for Brandon Overton?
Well, Brandon, so far so good. It's been a little bit of a minute since we've seen you in victory lane with the Hunt the Front series. You think we can change that tonight?
Yeah, I sure hope so. We're all right. We're starting in a good spot. Just typical Florence, we qualify around the top and then get in the slime. It's still slimy, so it's just however you hit it. You're kind of running the protect line, so it's kind of hard to get away from the guy in second. But, car feels good. Just want to thank all my boys. They've been working hard and all the sponsors for getting us something down the road. We'll give them hell.
Brandon now going to draw in the Jericho transmission redraw. Let's see what he's got there. And going to be starting 4th tonight. That'll be the defending series champion, big sexy Brandon Overton.
Thank you, Henry. Well, you know what that means. The winner of this race is going to start outside front row, right?
That's a good place.
Because O'Neal drew the pole. Jake O'Neal did. It'll be the 12 out of Lawrence Burgundy, out of Jason Jameson, the 49. Out of Zeeland, Michigan, Luke Morey.
Row number 2 on the inside, the 44 day out of Salem, Alabama. 1 Hunt the Front feature win on the season. It'll be juicy. Dalton Cook, and to the outside, the 212 out of Florence, Alabama. 2023 Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion will be the Florence Flash, Josh Putnam.
Row 3 will be the 99. He's out of Versailles, Indiana. Bill Sheets outside the C6 out of Hohenwald, Tennessee. First time here, it'll be Oakley Johns.
And row number 4 on the inside, the 15 of Verona, Kentucky. It'll be Brad Rickles. And to the outside, the 18 of Florence, Kentucky. It's Trevor Landrum.
Supposed to be the 7 of Justin Smith out of Barberville, Kentucky. And he is a no-show. Northern All-Star Modifieds coming up next for their heat races. So the winner of this one, well, you might as well let him draw, right? He got to draw, right? It'll be a number 2.
Got to keep him honest. Got to at least let him draw, but should be only the 2 in the bag.
So
left.
Jake O'Neal's on the pole. Whoever wins this race starts outside, and it'll be Moran and Overton. Row 2, Jason Jameson made the Dirt Late Model Dream. He was second last night at Lake Cumberland. He has climbed to 4th in the Northern All-Star points after a horrific start to the year. 3 of his first 4 was a DNF. In fact, the 2 here at Florence, he only ran 1 lap in 2 races. He takes the lead into turn number 1.
At a strong second-place finish last night, had a chance to take the win, but ultimately fell back to second and lead him into turn number 3 and 4 right now. He'll come around to lead the opening lap. Look out, here comes Josh Putnam. He'll slide it up in there for 3rd over the rookie, Luke Morey. Welcome to Florence, buddy.
Putnam's not afraid to throw it in, is he?
He is
Anywhere
not.
he goes. First time here, the 212 in Florence, Kentucky from Florence, Alabama. Well, I hope they like it. They'll be back to the Sunoco North-South 100 coming up in August. Right now, Jameson with the lead. Former track champion here at Florence, the James Ratliff, number 12 out of 2. And Dalton Cook, another first-time visitor, runs second.
Dalton Cook trying to run down Jameson down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and 4. Josh Putnam into 212, trying to close that gap as well. The eye test looking really, really strong for that 212 car early on.
No, and Dalton Cook messed up a little bit, too. Gets it back straightened out, down the back straightaway. Morey runs in for it. So Jason Jameson, a regular of the Northern All-Stars this year. He's a former Lucas Oil winner at Portsmouth, Ohio. Right now, halfway, 5 down, 5 to go to turn 1. Or, excuse me, 4 down, 4 to go.
Jameson will still show on the way down the back straightaway. They've kind of single-filed out 1, 2, 3, and 4. They'll come around. It'll be 5 down, 3 to go for Jason Jameson this time.
The next Clemens-powered Longhorn for James Ratliff, the car owner out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. Again, second spot is Dalton Cook. 3rd is Josh Putnam. 4th is Luke Morey. 5th is Bill Sheets. So Jason Jameson, former track champion here. 3 of his first 4 was a DNF. In fact, the 2 here at Florence, he only ran 1 lap in 2 races. 3 of his first 4 was a DNF. So Jason Jameson, again at Florence Speedway. 2 to go for the outside of the front row here tonight at Florence for $20,000.
Cook was a little bit faster that last time by 16-3 to 16-1 to Dalton Cook. He's trying to run him down. Will Dykes will display the white flag. One more trip around. Final heat race of the evening.
Flag to flag media. White flag. 1 left to go at about 5 car lengths lead for Jameson. We're following on to turn number 2. Dalton Cook gets a run on the bottom down the back straightaway. It may not be over yet. Tommy, bring him home.
Into turn number 3 and 4. One final time. Jason Jameson. He'll come around. Cook to the bottom of the speedway. Jameson, he'll drag racing to the outside. Pick up the win. Cook to third. Race for third. It'll be Putnam hanging on Luke Morey. Going to pick up the 4th and final transfer in the 49 car. The rookie looking strong here at Florence.
Good job. Another first-time visitor. So grabbing 4th will be the 49 of Luke Morey. 3rd will go to the 212 of Josh Putnam. 2nd to the 44 of Dalton Cook. And your winner, the MGL Auto Sales, Grant Lee Farms, JRR Trucking, JR Motor Sales, the Auto Outlet, Keltner Contracting, Longhorn, Clements, Tim Tungett turning the wrenches on the 12th car. He's on the outside of the front row tonight out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, ladies and gentlemen. How about it for racing Jason Jameson? As our good friend Brad Greer would say, as he'll go to the scales, pass through, he'll talk to Hunter in the infield. And we'll just draw the chip just in case, right?
Just in case.
Well, Jason, pretty sporty last night. You were able to get a podium, get a runner-up. You think you get one spot better here tonight at Florence?
I sure hope so. I feel like if we got a chance tonight, might be our night. I felt a little loose there in that heat race, but we was able to get it done. And hats off to all the crew. You know, we worked our butts off last night. We worked last night, so it was a little cooler, and we didn't have to do it the daytime.
Well, Jason now going to draw in the Jericho transmission redraw. Going to make it official. Starting on the pole tonight. Coming off a second place finish a night ago at Lake Cumberland. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for him. Racing Jason Jameson.
Yeah, all that build up to the outside front row. He did draw the 2.
He drew the 2.
O'Neill did draw the 2. Jake O'Neill did. So Jameson will be on the pole here tonight.
Second night
Florence.
Second night in a row.
Hey, it's good news, right?
Absolutely.
He preferred to start outside front row, though, knowing the way he runs here. But he's on the pole here tonight. So it'll be Jason Jameson on the pole, Jake O'Neill on the outside. Then it'll be Devin Moran and Brandon Overton in row 2 as the Northern All-Star Modifieds, powered by Sunoco Race Fuels, make their appearance on the racetrack. And on the pole, last night's winner, the Dwayne Ragland Memorial Moeller, the 66 out of Owensboro, Kentucky, to be Cole Falloway. Outside the current Northern All-Star points leader, the 1H out of Brooks, Kentucky, that is Ben Harmon. Row 2, last week's winner here at Florence, the 9H out of Aurora, Indiana, Matt Hamilton to the 12. Second last night at Moeller out of Lucasville, Ohio, it's Jeremy Rayburn. Row 3, Gallipolis, Ohio, that is J.P. Roberts Jr. and Jimmy Lennox in the 80s out of Maysville, Kentucky. Row 4 out of Greendale, Indiana, Corey Skipton, the 10. Out of Bethel, Ohio, it's Larry Pickleheimer Jr. And on the back, the current top rookie in the Northern All-Star Modifieds in the 9 out of Carlisle, Ohio. That is Tyler McGee. Not out there. E2 coming up at the All-Star Performance Start Zone. We are underway. Everybody's going to transfer. The winner's going to be on the pole here tonight at Florence. Harmon won here back in April. Falloway's won here before. But his first trip to Florence here in 2025 as they battle down the back straightaway. Matt Hamilton, the winner here last week. The multi-time Lawrenceburg track champion, and the caution is out. Second heat will be coming up. Sport Mod heats will follow, then the Crown Vics. So no harm, no foul in the Northern All-Star Series. So he gets right there as our B-mains are being posted for the late models. Already got 16 in the show. Take 3 out of B-main 1, 3 out of B-main 2 as they come out of turn 4 at the All-Star Performance Start Zone. Back underway. Falloway and Harmon will lead them to the green. An impressive race last night at Moeller. On our great friend Dwayne Ragland. Falloway came home with his second win in the last 3 years there. It wasn't easy by far. Jeremy Rayburn led the first 26 laps there last night. Meanwhile, Hamilton will battle on the bottom in in the 9H. Rayburn, who was second last night, runs in fourth. Cole Falloway down the back straightaway. The Owensboro, Kentucky driver. He's run all over the country here this year, and he is working to be eligible for that $1,000 bonus to the top point man from not only Moeller last night, Florence tonight, but the Merrill Downey Memorial next Saturday night at Lawrenceburg, Indiana. That'll pay $5,444 to win as they go into turn 3. Hamilton working on the inside of Harmon. Out at turn 4. It's still Falloway showing the way in 66. Hamilton drifts way up there, kicks it back down. Harmon will pull away from him. Again, everybody's going to advance. Everybody's going to be in the show tonight. 1,500 to win, 200 to start. Halfway, Hellraiser Jacks halfway to Cole Falloway. Second spot, Ben Harmon. Matt Hamilton third. J.P. Roberts Jr. runs in fourth. So Cole Falloway, who's been in Florida, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Illinois, Kentucky, here tonight. Out at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Heat number 2 coming up next. This time around. 2 to go for Falloway. Second spot, Ben Harmon. Third is Matt Hamilton. Fourth is J.P. Roberts Jr. Falloway on cruise control. Again, he had to work for that win last night at Moeller in the Dwayne Ragland Memorial at the flag-to-flag media. White flag, 1 lap to go for Falloway. Love to see this youngster in a late model someday. That would be pretty good. You saw Jake O'Neill, who's been running USMTS for the last several years, back in a late model 91 heat race. He's going to be on the outside of the front row. Falloway off of turn 4. He's going to lead wire to wire here as he wins Diamond Race Cars heat number 1 for the Northern All-Stars. Second spot, Ben Harmon. Third, Matt Hamilton. Fourth, J.P. Roberts. So the top 4 will go to the scales to make it official. Fourth will be J.P. Roberts Jr. Third will be Matt Hamilton. Second will be Ben Harmon. And your winner, he is in the Falloway's Auto Sales, Kelly Trucking, Performance Lawn Care, Elite Chassis, Mullins Power Plant, in the 66 out of Owensboro, Kentucky. How about it for your winner, Cole Falloway? Last night's winner at Moeller, off to a good start here tonight. Bandit Race Cars, heat number 2 coming up. The only 2-time winner this year, the Northern All-Stars on the pole, is the T9 out of Brownstown, Indiana, to be Ryan Thomas. Outside the 52 out of Walton, Kentucky, is Colin Green. Row 2 will be the 17 out of Jamestown, Ohio. That'll be Nick Snell. And the 41 out of Florence, Kentucky, is Daniel Diener. Row 3, another Northern All-Star regular this year, will be the 29J out of Bloomington, Indiana, Jordan Weaver. And the S8 out of Shade, Ohio, Chris Stotts. 71. He's a sprint car modified racer out of Milford, Ohio, Brandon Weber. And the 34, it is Northern All-Star debut out of Prestonsburg, Kentucky, Michael Lackey. And the 35 out of Batavia, Ohio, is Brad Morris. All right, heat number 2. This will be Bandit Race Car seat number 2. The Northern All-Star Modifieds powered by Sunoco Race Fuels. Ryan Thomas, the Diamond KT3. At the All-Star Performance Start Zone, Thomas, Colin Green, and that's a no-go. No harm, no foul. We'll do it again. So the first 5 starters, well, actually, Thomas has missed 1 race, but you got Green, Snell, Diener, and Weaver, all regulars. And you have Brad Morris on the back in 35 out of Batavia. Not out there. He is second in the Rookie of the Year standings. All right, here we go. At the All-Star Performance Start Zone, we'll try it again. Bandit Race Cars Heat number 2 underway. Well, the 34 car bringing out the Deathridge Racing Opticians caution. Michael Lackey out of Prestonsburg. Again, final heat of the night. Sport Mods, they're coming up next. A big thank you to all of our sponsors in the Northern All-Star Series. We'll try it again, powered by Sunoco Race Fuels. We'll mention them after this heat race. Final heat of the night. Out at turn 4. We'll try it again. And that was a caution for the 34 car. So here we go. Green is out. Northern All-Star drivers running for the Dwayne Ragland Trophy. $5,000 in the return of the Northern All-Star Modifieds. Ran 1 year back in the year 2000, and we revitalized it 25 years later. We've had 5 different winners in the first 6 races. Thomas, the only 2-time winner, leads him in a turn at number 1. The Diamond KT3 house car out of Brownstown, Indiana. Colin Green runs in second. Daniel Diener runs in third. Fourth is Snell in that new Elite chassis. Then you have Weaver in the 29J on the bottom. Again, everybody's going to advance. This is just for a better starting spot in a night's A main. 1,500 to win, 200 to start. Wow, and Green gets sideways in the 52 car. He lost it in turn 2. And he is off the pace, and we're going to have a Deathridge Racing Opticians caution as we score the lap. So Colin Green got completely sideways in turn 2, running in second. And he had a tough night last night, and Moeller did not finish. And he may need a push. He may be out of this one. All right. So Ryan Thomas, Colin Green will rejoin. Not sure what happened, if the car kicked out of gear, what happened, but he will be on the tail of this banded race car seat. It's Ryan Thomas, Daniel Diener now second, Weaver third, fourth is Snell. At the All-Star Performance Restart Zone back underway. Sport Mods and Crown Vics, their heats are coming up next. Then we'll be into the late Model B mains. As we move this along quickly here at Florence, out of turn number 2, Ryan Thomas, your race leader. Down the main straightaway, the T9 car out of Brownstown, Indiana. Now down the back straightaway, Diener second, Jordan Weaver still third, Snell is fourth. In car 17, off at turn 4, it is still your leader, Ryan Thomas, showing the way. And that Mullins powered entry. Fallaway won the first heat. Thomas wins this one. To be on the outside of the front row, halfway at the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark of the Northern All-Star Modified second heat. And Carl Cruzy on the call coming up for the Sport Mods. And the Deathridge Racing Optician caution is out debris in turn 3. Two laps to go in this race. Debris up there in turn 3. We'll remove that and get ready to go back green at the All-Star Performance Restart Zone. Green flag back out. The All-Star Performance restarts zone. Thomas out at 2. Here comes Diener in 41. Daniel Diener gets a run. First time traveling with us in the Northern All-Star Series. Outside of Florence Speedway, Weaver runs in 3rd. Here they are. They're flag-to-flag meeting. White flag, 1 left to go for Thomas. Jordan Weaver trying the bottom in 29J. Of course, he ran a late model last year for Carlos Bumgartner Sr. back in a modified. Out of turn number 4, and Ryan Thomas is going to win heat number 2. Second spot is going to be Daniel Diener. 3rd, Jordan Weaver. 4th is Nick Snell. So the top 4, they'll go to the Malvern Bank scales. Grabbing 4th was the 17 of Nick Snell. 3rd will be the 29J of Jordan Weaver. 2nd will be the 41 of Daniel Diener. And your winner, he's in that bright orange T9, the Hoosier Truck Sales, Penske Racing Shocks, All-Star Performance, Willie's Carpet Dyno Shop, Stacked Racing Products, Diamond Mullins. He is out of Brownstown, Indiana. How about a big round of applause for your winner, Ryan Thomas? Carl Cruzy, Sport Mod Heats coming up next.
Always tough following the Hall of Famer. All right, G&G Express Sport Mods. 3 heat races, 8 laps of distance. Lineup heat race number 1. On the pole, that's the 55 JR of Matthew Watson Jr. Outside the P3, that's Marty O'Neill. Alex Razor inside of row 2 in the 27R. Carson Freeman outside in the 4C. Here we go, green flag, 8 laps of distance. Watson rolling around the bottom. He'll lead on the back straightaway. Freeman to the inside, down the back straightaway. A good drive up to the second spot and looking for more. In turn 3, slider to the inside of the 55. Back to the stripe. Give lap number 1 to the 4C of Carson Freeman. Marty O'Neill trying to hold on to the second spot side by side with Matthew Watson Jr. Drag race down the back straightaway. Good battle for position number 2. Freeman trying to get gone out front. O'Neill now clears the 55. Sole second place. The battle now back for the 4th spot. It's Alex Razor in the 27 trying to hold off the 17 of Zach Jordan. Jordan starting tail shotgun from the outside of row number 4.